Good afternoon to all. I am Avinash Kumar, lecturer in Department of Civil Engineering, IIMT College of Polytechnic, Greater Noida. Today we will discuss about introduction to surveying. So first of all, we will know about what is surveying. So we can see surveying is the science and art of determining the relative position of points, and that point may be on the earth, below the earth surface means in the water bodies, and above the earth surface means the position of celestial bodies like star and planet. So there are some fixed points known as reference points. With the help of those points, we determine the position of boundary of any land surface. There are mainly two works done in surveying. The first one is distance measurement and second one is angle measurement. In distance measurement, there are two types of distance, horizontal distance and vertical distance. And same as in angle measurement, horizontal angle and vertical angle. I will tell about the importance of horizontal and vertical and what are the applications of horizontal as well as vertical in later slides. Now, stages of surveying. So there are three stages of surveying. The first one is reconnaissance survey, second one is field work and measurement, and third one is office work. Reconnaissance means collecting the information already available on a site, means collecting the information, collecting the map, and depending upon the area of land, we determine the scale of the surveying process. A scale means by how much extent we have to draw the plan. Suppose if the land area is very large, then we have to adopt very small scale, and when land area is less, then we have to adopt larger scale. Means we cannot plot the exact size of land on the map plan. So we have to assume a scale, means we have to reduce the dimension so that we can fit all the land surface on that map. And depending upon the type of land also, we have to adopt the surveying procedure. Now field work and measurement. So when we go to the field, we do the surveying process and we take the recording of that measurement. And third one is office work. So when we come to our office after taking all the measurements, so we prepare the plan and map from that recording. Now principles of surveying. There are two principles of surveying. The first one is working from whole to part. So working from whole to part, this is done to localize the errors. Now, what is the meaning of this? So suppose there is a line 1 meter and we have a scale 50 centimeter. So if we measure it in 7 parts, means 15 into 7, 105 centimeter, then there might be some errors. In each part, that errors will be added. Then there will be, the magnitude of error will be more. So we have to first measure the total length of that line with great accuracy. And now we have to take the measurements of individual parts. In this way, the error of the whole measurement will be localized. Let me explain this by another example. Suppose there is an area. So you can ask me that if we have measured the whole line, then what is the need of measuring individual parts? So suppose there is a large area, then we have to measure the boundary points of that area with great accuracy. And then we have to divide that area into smaller parts. And now we can measure that individual distance and individual area. And since we have measured the boundary distances accurately, then we can apply some checks whether the distance measured, the part-wise distance measured are correct or not. The second one is using measurements from two control fixed points to represent a third point. So to represent any point, we need at least two reference points, and that reference may be either length or angle. Suppose we want to represent a point, then we have to either know the distance from 2 points, because I say point A is 10-meter distance from point B, then that may be in left side, right side, north side, south side. But we fix that it is 10-meter from A and 20-meter from B. Then we will get the only one value. And apart from knowing about the length distance, if we also know about the angle value, then we can also plot that third line. And there may be third possibility that we know the length value from one point and angle value from second point. Then we can also plot the third point. Now, types of surveying. So there are two types of surveying. One is plane surveying and second one is geodetic surveying. We know that Earth is sphere, but when there is small distance is concerned, then we ignore the curvature of Earth. So what is that small distance? So if I talk about distance, then that distance is 12 kilometers. And when I talk about area, then that distance is 250 kilometers square. You can understand that 12 kilometers on one side and 12 kilometers on another side is approximately equal to 250 kilometers square. So if we are doing the survey on or less than 250 kilometers square area, then we can ignore the curvature of Earth. So what is the benefit of ignoring the curvature of Earth? So we can directly measure the distance. But when the area is more than 250 kilometers square, then we cannot ignore the curvature of Earth, because if we ignore the curvature, then our distances measured will be wrong. Because for large area, the actual length of curve and the length of chord is different. So that is geodetic surveying when we consider the curvature of the Earth. And geodetic surveying is done for large area, like surveying of a city, surveying of state, surveying of country, nation. And plane surveying is done for smaller areas, like for a city planning, for surveying of an organization. Now, classification of surveying. So there are 5 types of surveying. First one is chain surveying or tape surveying. So in this survey, we measure the distance. And second one is leveling. So leveling is the measurement of reduced level. Reduced level means height from a surface, known as means sea level. So this is leveling. Now third one is compass surveying. So compass surveying is done to measure the angle between two adjacent sides. And fourth one is plane table survey. Before moving to plane table survey, I would like to tell about theodolite survey. So theodolite survey is the survey in which we measure horizontal as well as vertical angle. In compass survey, we measure only horizontal angle. In chain survey, we measure horizontal distance, and in leveling, we measure vertical distance. So in serial number 1, 2, 3, and 5, we do the measurement in the field, and after returning to our office, we make the plan or map with the help of that recording. But in plain table surveying, we do the recording measurement in the field, and at the same time we draw the plan also. So this is time saving. Our two works will be done together. Time saving, hence economical also. But this cannot be adopted for larger areas. Now chain surveying. So in chain surveying, it is used for measuring the distance, horizontal distance between 2 points. And when there is ordinary work, means not great accuracy is required, then chain is used. But when accuracy is required, then steel tapes is required. Steel tapes means it shows very little variation in the with temperature change. Suppose temperature changes, then the length of chain also changes. And now this 20-meter chain has become more than 20 meters, then our distance calculated will be wrong. So chain comes in two variants, 20-meter and 30-meter. And in each part, in 20-meter chain, there are 100 parts, and in 30-meter chain, there are 150 parts. And this part is called link. And steel tape comes in different variants like 10-meter, 20-meter, and 50-meter. So this is a chain, and you can see the link, different links. Now, leveling surveying. In leveling surveying, we measure the vertical distance from mean sea level. So what is the significance of measuring vertical distance? So this is done to check the flatness of the land, because flat land is preferred for construction. And this is done by Autolevel and leveling staff. Autolevel is an instrument to do this process, and leveling staff is a kind of scale, long scale, 2-meter, 3-meter length. So this is Autolevel and this is leveling staff. Now compass surveying. So compass surveying is done to check the angle between two adjacent sides. So why it is done? Because we prefer 90-degree angle between two adjacent sides, so that our land will be rectangular or square in shape. Because this shape gives the aesthetic appearance, as well as we can feel good to live in a rectangular or a square house. Suppose there is a room or land whose adjacent side is other than 90-degree, and there are more than 4 sides, then we will not feel good or comfortable in that house. So there is an instrument called compass, by which we measure the angle between two adjacent sides. And this is done by compass. And you can see this is the compass with the help of which we can measure the angle between two adjacent sides. Horizontal angle. Now theodolite surveying. So this is also used to measure angle, but this is used to measure vertical angle. This can also measure horizontal angle. So we have learned what is the significance of measuring horizontal angle. Now what is the need of measuring vertical angle? Suppose we want to know the land pattern of an area. Land pattern means topography. Land pattern is called topography, means whether the land is plain, whether the land has river, mountains. So in that case, we have to measure the vertical angle. Then we can know about the land pattern of that area. And this is done by theodolite. Theodolite is the kind of telescope. This is theodolite. You can see this is telescope, and rest all are the supporting instrument. Now plane table surveying. So till now we have learned about chain survey, labeling survey, compass survey, and theodolite survey. So in all those survey, we do the measurement of the land in the field and record that reading in a notebook. And after coming to our office, we decode that reading and make the plan or map. But plane table surveying is different. In plane table surveying, both plotting and measurement is done simultaneously in the field. So when two works are done simultaneously at the same time, then our time will be saved, hence money will be saved. But this has one limitation. This can be done for smaller areas only. So this is the when we have smaller areas to survey, then only we can adopt plane table survey. You can see the instrument used for plane table survey. So this is the plane table, and there are different supporting instruments, that is LED, compass, spirit level, and some other instrument. So now the overall summary of this surveying is to know the position of our boundary, know the position of our land, so that we can fix the boundary of our land, so that the construction process will start. If we don't do the survey, then there may be a case that we can cover the land of adjacent person, we can cover the adjacent land who belongs to some other person, or we can leave our some portion of our land to the adjacent owner. So that's why the distance, that's why the boundary, that's why the position of different points of that land surface is done, so that construction can begin. At the same time, we do the leveling survey, in which the reduced level, means height of different points, is measured to check whether that land surface is flat or undulated. If that land surface is undulated, then we do the cutting and filling process. And in the same way, angle survey, means compass surveying, is also done to check whether that two sides are 90 degree or not. And in the same way, theodolite surveying is also done to know the topography of that land. So when we fix the boundary of a land, then we know that now this is the land, now this is the flatness level of that land, and in this way we can start the construction process. Thank you.